Slash goal. I don't know if you want to slash your goals. I think you should try to increase them when you hit them. It's nothing amazing. I mean, so it's standard what they'd call a success then, right? Huh. So that started okay. Ah. So what you mean is you did it in your channel. Mana worms are the focus then. Felt like the giants were the focus, but I think we can kind of hold them off. There's been a bunch of skits done about stuff like that, and it's usually of different types of streamers, and they introduce the sub goal streamer very early in most of the skits, and he'll have a limit like, oh, let's try to get 5 subs today, and then they'll keep bouncing back to them every other, you know, sentence. And it's just that's all you end up doing is you just keep putting the goal up every time you hit it. I'll put a goal up for 3 subs right now. We get 3 subs, I'll put up to 5. We'll get 2 more. I'll spend more time adjusting the goal every stream, you know, which is the joke, you know, that your entire content is just, you know, screaming loudly and yelling hooray because you hit your goal every 5 minutes, which isn't bad if it works, right? Can your mods do it? No, they probably can, but the idea is you respond to it and you hype, because then you've got to let everyone know, oh, we just hit the goal, let's set a new goal. You know, I'll put it just in reach so we can get it this minute. Oh, we hit the goal, I'll set a new goal. Yeah, rinse and repeat. Works better in skits, but that's the kind of idea. Like, sure, I've got goals, but I don't want to be pushing them on everyone. It's not up to you guys to reach my goals. It's for me to do. Okay, this time around, we just have to go ahead and decimate. These guys got pretty wrecked by the archers as well. It was either they were going to get wrecked by the archers or the giants. I wonder if I could have hidden them. Probably not. Okay, first things first. Let's put Inspire on... Put them there, but that made it fairly easy for the archers to get them, didn't it? No, let's move those there. Yeah, I can see that. But what do? We put up a goal? Like, I had the sub goals up in the past so people could see where we were at and try to push them, but I don't know. It kind of goes against all the stuff I did with in business for setting goals. Like, you never set goals for your customers to achieve. You always set goals for you to achieve in business. You know, and usually that then drives customers to want to spend their money on your service or your time in your business because you were doing things, you were achieving goals to their benefit. They just got an extra turn. Wasted. Right, now since they've got taunt, let's send these guys up here. The giants will move down. The mana worms I'm worried about. Okay, they'll be taunting next turn. They get to go again. That's the bonus you want to have happen. Actually got a shot off, and they ran away. Interesting. Oh, they still had a turn. They still have a turn? No, these guys have a turn. The problem here is that no one's taunted, right? Oh, they're taunted still. I don't know if... I think the taunt runs out after their turn. If they have another one of them, though... if I hold off their turn, will they still be taunted? Because then I can make these guys run. We'll get a free hit in. So they've got taunt active, so let's hold their turn off And we can keep them being taunted for the rest of the round. It feels cheesy, but I'm okay with it. I think if they just stand there, if they have to chase to go to the taunted ones, we get a free hit in. Yep, they went to chase the taunted guys, so we get a free hit in. They went to chase the taunted guys, so we get a free hit in. They're ignoring being taunted. Giants, maybe. I don't know. I'm so worried that that doesn't actually kill him. Good. At least it actually does. I think we are. Doesn't show the kill. We can range down the giants now. After this. And they went to move. Oh no. We've still got all 5 of our groups. don't even care if these guys get stunned. Weak, ranged guys move faster than the giants. If only they could see them. Absolute disgrace from their team on that one. I don't think we strategized very well either. Just how it was. I like it. Bump, bump, bump. You only lost 3 knights. 1 from one team and 2 from another. Revenge for that one that I thought we had that one won, and then there's the 4 disciples up against the 1 mana wraith, and he's like, yeah, I got you guys. What was the reward? Part of a quest completed. So we've got to, we just get to go to the next one. It's a decent, there's 5k reward in the whole quest. And look at this, so we've still got that section and all down here to do. The entire southern part. It looks like there's a big chunk of game in here. It's going to take over 100 hours. 30 of that's going to be needless walking, but then, you know. I got a mace. Oh, you do get an item. Yeah, you get an item for killing those dudes. Sometimes you get a couple. What's that? Plus 20 critical hit. Minus 10% health. Interesting. Much? Okay. Oh, there's a thing. You get it. Oh, look, she's frozen. I'll be right with you, Yvonne. Oh, a dragon monument gives leadership. Can we get extra units yet? No. When we get to 3 trolls, that's going to be pretty cool. Or 4 bears.
Hello? Someone cast a spell on you. I should take a look around.
That dude's pretty quick. Someone cast a spell on
This
you.
flask looks expensive. Mages often toss their coin around on shiny baubles. Hello? Someone cast a spell on you. I should take a look around.
Oh my, oh my. Von, dearest of my heart, I'm about to leave for several days. This will be a trying journey for me, and unfortunately I am not free to share the details. I'd love to meet you before I depart at our place, okay? My precious, I wish I never had to release you from my embrace. Corences.
The mage named Corences was here. Where search for a mage if not in the tower?
He's like, I have to go away. You stay here. Definitely. Where's this treasure? Ah. Oh. Patch of gold and an amethyst. Alright, we're not going in the tower just yet. Or are we? We can't get across the bridge because it's out. We can't do that one because that's really tough. We're gonna have to fight our way in, but there's also this fight here. And how are we going with other quests? Oh, we can go sort out the refugee camp, finally. Oh, that's over there. Okay. We got a lot of hand-ins. Where is that? That's up there. Next. That's there. Next. Okay, that's one that's not tracked. Finding the pieces. It might take some Googling at some point. Same as about finding about Labian's strategy. Find the hacker or attack the iron golems. I wish you could change what you're tracking. Can I, if I use a mouse? No. So how does that show up on the map? It shows that one. Which is kind of odd because sometimes you have multiples of these type of quests and I'd want to be able to choose which one I want. Okay, you have to click on the individual one. Okay, yep. Where's that one? That one's over there. Do we have anything that's over there? That's over there. Okay, that's the necromancer. And then the only thing we've got is that one. Alright, and then we're going into the mage tower. Seems reasonable. Horse? Horse? I did get it. And it was, and we only lost one knight from one of the units and 2 knights from the other unit. We didn't lose any other units. It was a routing. It was disgusting. I taunted the units on the left first. And it made a huge difference. Because I was able to get the horses around all 3 of, like both ranged and the mana worms. And because they were chasing the taunted units, you got free hits in. And just absolutely obliterated them. Oh, it's a long well. So we're doing this fight. This one could be a little... I wonder if we go back to town first. Yeah. And then do this fight. I think this fight's gonna... Well, hang on. If we're going back to town, are we gonna level up? Oh, maybe. I don't think so. Unless they have other quests. He has another quest. Alright, let's do this fight. I said I was going to do this fight. We'll do this fight. This will be a nice one. A little tough too, maybe. Am I missing units? Ah, okay. I got a, we've got an extra unit available. Where do I pick that up from? That'd be nice to have that. Okay, fine, we'll go back down. I think that's because we got the leadership shrine. Where do we pick up those guys from? I think they're Artemium? Artemio. Come on, Horth. You know who else is missing a unit? A man without hair. How'd you have to bring him up, poor Mastercard? It's been so long. He's forgotten us. Thank you, Artemio. Alright, so since we're here... Not even on Discord. It's disappointing. It's like he just up and vanished. He became one with the coffee. No, he went to a bakery. He didn't get the coffee job.
This bread is so good. Bread! From Garrick!
Wonderful!
Your brother was a big help. We finally have enough food for everyone.
Yeah, but you have to go to work. And you said you were happy to do that. So don't complain about it. Dude, I was watching the Song of Iron trailer again today. Pretty good.
Garrick sends his greetings. Did the provisions arrive yet?
Yes, we have plenty of food now. I cannot even fathom how to properly thank you for your help. Luckily, my little Willie came to my aid.
Little Willie, eh? I sense a truly royal reward coming my way.
The other day, Willie was digging for worms by the river when he chanced upon an ancient ring. After I washed away the dirt, it turned out to be quite a thing of beauty. Please accept it as a token of our gratitude. Oh, and the refugees discovered something interesting over across the fields. Month. Would you mind taking a look?
We have a Gordian ring. Hang on. Oh, look at these pants. We'll be selling those. Leadership. Morale +1 power. Eh.
The provisions issue has been resolved. Mercia's brother, Garrick, has promised to give you both work and bread.
It's time for me to go. There's no reason for me to stay here anymore.
Hold up a tick, friend. We had a deal. You're supposed to tell me what happened on that fateful night at the Mage Factory.
Yes, I must tell you. It's just that my missus... But what do you care about her, right? Let's get straight to the meat of the matter. I'll tell you everything I saw myself and heard from others. But don't get your hopes up. I don't know who made it happen, nor why. Still, I can tell you about one of the culprits. Listen.
Ooh, story time.
The guards often let outsiders in for a fee. There were visitors that night, too. Ulogi knows what they were doing there, but it seems there was some kind of explosion. The way to the main gate was blocked. We were attacked by, I don't know, monsters. I never saw anything like them before. It was a massacre. Fortunately, I knew where to run. I managed to save myself and the others.
Is that all?
Find Titus, a centurion from the Mage Factory. I'm sure that blackguard knows far more than I do. I know not who he answers to, nor who paid him. But when everyone bolted for the gates, neither Titus nor his guards were there. He left everyone behind to be torn apart. He knew what was going to happen, and fled. It's his fault.
Don't you think this Titus fellow was simply afraid? You too ran without looking back.
Yes, I ran. While my wife stayed there in the magic shop. She was on the night shift, you see, while I slept. I left her. Not a day, not an hour has passed that I do not think about her. But while we wandered, all these people needed my help. I couldn't leave them either. But now I'm going back to find her. And no quarantine will keep me away. Mark my words. Look for Titus and his cowardly guards.
All right, Titus.
I have nothing more to tell you.
Firaxis XCOM making a new Marvel game. Could be good. Although you're going to be pretty disappointed when Hulk misses a smash from 1 square away on a 95%er.
You're the one who brought us bread? May Eliu protect you. And
What's up, Philby?
I've been thinking, how can I repay you for your help? We have nothing.
I usually expect gold for my work, but in this case, I'm happy simply to have helped.
Still, I do have an idea.
You said you had no
I found
idea.
a place not many know about. Until recently, I thought it was just a rumor. And then I found it. It's a mysterious dungeon filled with magic, treasure, artifacts, and such things.
Something tells me you haven't seen this magical hole in the ground yourself.
Well, no, I haven't actually seen it. I'm smart enough to stay away from danger. There's this spook at the entrance.
I'm smart enough to stay away from danger.
Like a
Here, let me
guard
tell
dog.
you where it
He
is.
frightens everyone who tries to enter. But why guard an empty dungeon? There must be something valuable inside.
Point the way. Maybe there's something behind these stories.
I'll show you on the map. It's
I'm
not
someone
far.
dumb like me.
Maybe there'll be some magic that'll help restore the mage factories. That'd be great. By the way, there are rumors that Bludgeon already sent his boys in there, led by a certain Lucky. Be careful.
Wait, where did this go on the map? Oh, it's in here. Ooh. Find the entrance to the abandoned catacombs. That's cool. Alright. Alright. This fight or catacombs? And then we've got Mage Factory afterwards. Oh, we're going to question Titus. Alright, we'll question Titus. Do this fight. Then go into the catacombs. Do we have anyone else to speak to around here? No. Let's go.
Looks like things have improved at the refugee camp. But for how long?
So many side quests. Gotta quest them all. Yeah, character so slow. This is where we need to get Dawn in from Horizon, right? And she can show him how to roll around.
I'm tired of living here. How much longer must we stay away?
Titus, where are you jerk?
At least he pays. Anyway, we can't return.
I should have cut you up when I had the chance.
You lot are lousy warriors. And
Yeah, I am
liars,
enjoying
for
the
that
game.
matter.
What do you mean?
I spoke with the workers from the Mage Factory. They told me about the mayhem that occurred. Also, I know the guards abandoned their posts and were among the first to fly to safety.
Very well. You win. Let me unburden my conscience. 2 aristocrats came to the Mage Factory that night, their faces hidden under masks. They had a guest pass from Palatinus, the mage from the lab who's in charge of poisons. Then there was an explosion that made the ground shake. We're guards, you know, not heroes. We ran so fast you'd think Ulogi was chasing us.
So you were the first to run away and witnessed nothing at all?
Of course I bolted. Do you have any idea what Palatinus is capable of?
Nope.
I do. One of my men once stepped in a colorful puddle near the laboratory. He and the man in the bunk next to him suffered a horrible death. 2 more lost their minds. And for what? For the good of Nostria and His Majesty? That night I heard cries from Palatinus' laboratory. An explosion and some shouts were enough for me. I ran and took my people with me. I ran as far as I could.
Do you have any proof of what you've said?
What do you think? Here it is.
He ran
the
like
guest
half a
letter,
mile.
with his signature and his personal seal.
It's not even that
Take
far.
it. Hang me or pardon me, your choice. I might be a coward, but our spears are of no use against poison.
He ran from here to here. We're gonna get there, and it's probably gonna take our dude like 4 minutes to jog there. So it's probably like, you know, a quarter mile. That's
I told you everything!
cranky pants. I'm gonna take this fight first. Then we'll do the we'll have a look at the catacombs. And we'll either do that or we'll come back here. But either way, this will be after we look at the catacombs. We'll fight through the golems and get in.
Did you see that tiny little garden? It's mine.
At least he pays. Anyway, we can't return to Parnak.
But maybe things have settled down by now.
This fight will be good. Interesting. I think there's one big unit and a couple big teams. And a 4th team? We have points to spend. Where are we spending our points in? We were going evasion, weren't we? Allied units damage increased for each wounded member. So that's when someone's downed. So the remaining guys do a little bit more damage. I think evasion's going to be the way to go, though. Yep. Okay. Well, there's no singular big unit. Oh, we're fighting him. Neseveri. Okay, so the archers with 96. Zombies are slow moving, so we're not too worried about them. They're really slow moving, decent hitting, but not too many of them. So these ones we could probably take out first. We want to get the archers. Where are the ghouls? Ghoul? Archer, there's the ghouls. Those archers are really close, so they're dead. Taunt. That's going to be the issue. Is that the taunt's going to get in first. Just going second, the ghouls. So they'll get right up in our face too. So I need to plan for where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. We might be able to get the wolves onto them straight away. Can they go there? I have to, if they don't move, I'll have to haste the wolves. And the overgrown grass spot. No, okay, so they have to go there. We do have our heavy crossbowmen though. Shame the militia's going last. They've got 6 initiative. What have you got? 5. Best I can do is give them 5 initiative. But I think the ghouls will still go next. Wow, that's a lot of health. I wonder if I can remove a taunt. Yeah. Infusion. What's the movement on the zombies? 2. Ah, that's a bush. Want them coming back. Don't. additional turn. He's gonna attack him. That's not cool. Is the taunt no longer on? It's okay. That's... Taunt just not work. It's not on them anymore. Okay. This is a really, it's a good layout. I like it, but it's hard to sort of, so we can't go in there because there's water there. You have to go around. Zombies just got axed. Wolves. Protection. Do Death Knights have any control zone? In combat grants +1 to all allied anarchy ideal units. Really want to take them down. I should have sent the bears there and gone in for this. Whoa. Cool ability. Take out all my wolves. We got a taunt in play? Is that what's going on? Rude. Dogs need to run away. They would get killed if they run away. That'd be a terrible decision. You need to spend your suds on something? I could just disable them. Right, that unit's getting deaded. And that's just the way it is. Got like 96 health left. That's good. So what I want to do is I want to not do anything with him and force the death note to kill him. I could put the redeem a joke redemption for like 1,000,000 suds. How many do you have? Like, put something in right now and make it cost all that you've got. Alright, we'll do that. I'll read that joke out every time. Oh, you've only got 63. Okay, nah. You don't get a specialized SUD redemption. Put something in really high that, so you can aim to save up for. think my wolf could actually even live here. What does Adopt a Monkey do? When I'm playing balloons, you get to pick one of the monkeys that doesn't have a name and give it a name. Okay. Can we keep Wolf alive? That is the question. Either heal him or kill that thing. Rip wolves. Oh, we might have a premature rip in here. You know the rules. Wolves did not die, as if the wolves would die. Easy, even made 900 bucks off the fight.
I no longer have the strength of my living form. I am weary, so weary. Pray, let me go. Take the treasures that lie by the decrepit tower, and let me go.
You have lived too long, necromancer. The ages have rendered you harmless. Go to your rest.
Oh, if only I could abandon this existence.
You deserve a spank?
An endless
That's not how it
darkness,
works.
blacker than night, shrouds the underworld. I can never find peace. Leave me be. No one must see the mighty Nesevra, reduced to such feebleness. Take my treasure and go.
Treasure. Stuff. I should probably see if I can learn any of these. Quest complete. Spellbook. Requires lots of arcane knowledge. We'll probably never get that high. Okay. It's a scroll. We're going to go down to the catacombs, aren't we? How do you get arcane knowledge? There's talents you can put into it. You also get some, there's shrines that give it to you. And I don't know if the mage has more, like gets more because mage or not. So we don't get large quantities of arcane knowledge, but if we can get up to 20, then I can at least put points in and use level 2 spells. We're going to see what this looks like. Hopefully it's okay. Otherwise... I think they let us in from down the back here.
This bread is so good.
I could just eat until I drop. You're the one who brought us bread?
Yeah, the gate's open now.
And cheese? I thought I'd never want to.
Upper fields. That means we've got all these like areas that could have loot in them. Look, see? Loot just sitting here. I'm gonna have to walk around painstakingly slow finding it all. Roll that bear. Oh, can we get that bear? Oh, and they've got wolves and birds. Ancient bear. 1,000 hit points. Deals 240 to 320 damage. Wow. How many hit points do my bears have? 1,000 hit points. Alright, so he won't one-shot my bears, but jeez. They don't get through to anyone. They might get through. Hit and return. Come the burbs. And that be some wreckage. Thanks, Aton. I'm enjoying it really well. Yeah. Much more so because streaming it, so I can chat and chat gets involved. Combat's good, but outside of combat's really slow getting around. Would recommend have a streamer on. Unfortunately, it's because it's RPG and story heavy outside of combat. I wouldn't want to do it with YouTube or TV or a movie or Netflix or something, because you're going to miss out on one story somewhere. But having a streamer on in the background or having friends around while you play, if they're playing other games. Or find I don't know if they've got mods out yet, but a move speed mod. And that, because that wouldn't even break the game, because outside of combat's just exploration. I think that would be a move speed mod would be perfect. If I put the trolls here, it does protect against the wolves, but it means nothing else can attack. I think that's fine. Oh, I really love the fights too. I like the best ones I've found so far have been the portals, because you don't care about the units. Like how the numbers of units dying, or if you even lose a whole squad, and you play with units that you haven't recruited, so you get to at least try the other ones, which is really cool. I think for replay, that's when you can definitely have a movie going or a TV series or something, right? He's healed for 208, did he? No, someone else healed. Let's hold your turn. Does building particularly one trait feel limiting as to what units you can have in regards to morale, functionality, and play style, etc.? No. Despite having the same name and the same symbols, they are not connected. How much worse is having 440p for 1080p for performance? Oh, that depends on the rest of the setup for your computer and the game and stuff. I'll show you when we get out of combat because I can't access the talent tree from here. The ancient bear didn't really do much. Can I capture the bear? No, there's no capture. But there might be a vendor who sells him afterwards. We had 0 wounded that fight. So, no healing repair bill. So with your armies, okay, you've got the 4 types. If you have all of the same type, you can see they've got a little green smiley face. It's a morale boost. You have a 10% chance of an extra turn. When you put in different types, their morales are lowered by 1. So that would be neutral. If you have 3 different types, I think their morale gets negative. So you have a 10% chance of missing a turn. Right. In the talents, you can invest in. So we started with this. This is our one of our characters' base one. So the morale penalty for power ideal units is reduced by 1 when combined with units of other ideals. Okay. So what we could do is if we take out the trolls, and then put in the spearmen. Right. It's showing that they're so. I did have it at one stage. I don't know what I put in, but I had it showing as these ones had a morale boost and this one was neutral, which I think is what it's supposed to be, but maybe it's to do with the rank as well. But stacking up these points is irrelevant to that, apart from like maybe you put in more boosts. And you can take the story ones. But you need, so you get these points from taking the story path, like taking a power story path over a finesse or anarchy. You get the point, and you need to have 16 points to go to the next rank and up. But you could fill up all with power and put all anarchy units in, and there'd be no penalty. Okay, the penalty only comes from when you mix the units and you end up with, you know, different ones over in your group of 5 that's actually representing you. So if I pull these ones out, let's put in the undead archers. These guys should, in theory, be unhappy now. Oh, he's unhappy. Right? Because he's in with 2 other groups. And you can see the spearman's unhappy. But they're not unhappy. These guys aren't unhappy because they've got a +1. I think that's what I did to have them differently. Right, so this guy has a chance of missing a turn, and so does the archer. And these guys are just neutral. So there's definitely a challenge. So, but you can put more points in, but I don't know if you invest the points, if you can bring it up to positive. I think all these points do is can prevent you from going negative. I might have had something. Oh, you know what I had? I had the +1 ring on. That's why it did it. So there's items you can have that will... that'll give you the +1. And as long as they're not negative... it's like a brooch or something. +1 to order. Well, you can. So, like, you could put this +1 to order unit in, and it means you could put order with a different type of unit. And if you'd taken the talents in order, which is this one, you could take order balance and have the +1 to order, and then you could have the order units with... Oh, and you could take the power point, so you could have then order units, 4 order units and 1 power unit. And what it would look like in there would be, and you had the right equipment on, what it would look like is your 4 order units would be positive and your power unit would just be neutral. So you'd never miss a turn, but your 4 order units would have a chance of an extra turn. So I do feel, though, you're probably better off having... all of the same unit types, because now they're all going to get the same chance at extra turn. But it is irrelevant to what you're picking anywhere else. So you can build for finesse and have all power units in. There's no... Power units don't gain a bonus because you've got more power points, or it's not. If it is, it's not told to the player about that. My thoughts on can I recommend this game? If you're happy with the slower pace, I like the combat. I can recommend it for combat. If you're happy with the slower pace outside of combat, walking around, like you've got a means to get past that. And as I said, I wouldn't recommend having a movie or Netflix on, because you're going to miss out on story somewhere because it's a out of combat story. I'm fine with it because I can chat with you guys. If you if you play while watching a streamer that and you don't really care about what they play, you just like listening to their voice and hearing them, shoot the breeze, that's probably enough. If someone puts out a move speed mod, I think minimally that's all you'd need. Be able to have this guy actually run around. Right? Because there's no game breaking in this. There's no this is out of combat. And you can't, it's not like you have a single enemy could chase me and if they catch me we have random combat. That's not how the game works. There's a bubble goes over an area and you've got to get, you defeat the thing. There was a bubble over here before, now we can walk through. So a move speed mod would be great. But I also think a bigger loot radar, because you've got to get really close for it to put it on the map. But you could probably do without that. Like, just get move speed mod. And then it comes down to price tag. I think the price tag is just a little hefty, but you know, everyone's mileage varies on that. It's a personal choice in how much gaming budget you have. And then also, if you think you're going to replay it and to try and do the other story options, or play with different units, then obviously you get more value out of the game. But I don't have the net, like I've seen a lot of the reviews complaining about how it's not really King's Bounty 2 because of whatever reasons. Those people are just morons. Yeah. The gameplay's good, the combat's fun. I like the immersion of the 3D world, even though it's unnecessary compared to the isometric world. I just like it. I like walking around as a third-person character. But if it was like the old series where it was isometric outside of combat, it really doesn't matter, because outside of combat, there's no real-time bearing or anything like that. It's just what appeals to your senses. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a lot of time still left to go. Like, I can't zoom out any further, but this is the top. Let's go quarter of the map there. Okay. So what have we got? We've got the Mage Tower there, the blue Mage Tower. Well, maybe not quarter of the map, so that's probably 2/3 of the map from left to right, and from top to bottom, probably a third. So I'd say that's... I think you could probably screenshot and divide. It looks like the map's a square, and you could divide it into 9 sections, and that's 2 of them. If the rest of the game is as heavily populated in quests and stuff as that, then we've probably got a few more days to go. Like I said earlier, it's probably 100 hours, maybe. I don't know, if you do everything. Unfortunately, I think half of that is wasted around an unnecessary walking speed. So I think the value's there. It's really borderline. But like I said, I can't really put negatives on the game, because the negatives in there are just sort of so trivial. But the time factor could be something for people, because it is unnecessarily slow to get through. But it's calm, you know. So there's trade-offs. There's no jumping, which for Keisenshi I think is a complete write-off for him. You know, so if that's a make or break for you. I forgot to put in jumping. Yeah, but I've been enjoying it. Stuff like this, if stuff like this bothers you, you know, I just don't care. I'm like, okay, sure. If there was jumping and that happened, I'd be upset. You know, you can't put in jumping in invisible walls. When there's no jumping, put invisible walls in, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, undermine, where you can just jump to avoid being hit.